Ella, let's have a look at the Telegraph now, shall we? And Labour is trying to tempt early retirees back to work.
Yeah, so forget the holidays. What about getting back into the office? There is, we have this issue, which is that, we're one of the worst in the G7 for the increased rate of economic connectivity. It's only increased 1%. And we've got, the sort of strange position of having a huge labour shortage in the UK, particularly after the pandemic. Part of that reason is because lots of people in the age range of 50 to 64 decided to jack it in throughout the pandemic for various reasons. 2 in 5 said that it was, quoting sickness or disability. But actually, I think a lot of people just thought, life's too short for me to do this continue to do this rubbish job. I'm going to go home and look after my garden or do the things that I enjoy in life. And but it does pose an issue that we don't have as we were just talking about the NHS, we don't have enough people to get in and do the jobs that need to be done. And so Labour's solution to this is to tempt the over 50s to go into get back to work lessons. You can tell there's a kind of an air of cynicism in what I'm saying, because I think a lot of this is probably slightly insulting to those who are over 50. They say that people will be more likely to get back into jobs if they can meet job centre staff in a nice cafe, because job centres themselves are sort of too hostile a place. I think that's just nonsense. But more substantially, they want to introduce new rights: the right to work from home, the right to work flexibly, and the right to work fewer hours, in order to sort of tempt the over 50s back into work. I actually think this is the completely wrong way to go about it, and particularly if you're of the reason why lots of people will have left work is because either their working conditions or the place where they're working wasn't a nice place to be, or the job was rubbish, or the pay wasn't good enough to warrant working there. And so what you should do, instead of sort of tempting people to work from home, is, particularly if you're of an older age, although actually, over 50 is not old. Let's remember.
I'm over 50, and my birthday was the 4th of January.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Certainly over 50.
Some of the tone of this is a bit like, how do we get the oldies back into work, which is like...
Oh, watch it there.
No, but
watch it there.
What I'm saying is that over 50 is not oldies. But a better way to do it is to say, how can we make working life, public life, more attractive? And that probably would come down to pay and training opportunities. Offering people the ability to retrain and reskill, do something different. Move from, working in the automotive industry to dentistry. Whatever it is, do something like that. I think would be much more tempting than saying, let's meet your job centre advisor in a cafe. I'm
actually staggered to find out 90% of over 50s who have quit employment are now looking to get back into work. Mm-hmm. Wow. And I wouldn't necessarily say that those that are over 50 that do want to get back into work are actually job centre material, in that they are receiving benefits that would enable them to meet with someone from the job centre. Mm-hmm. I would just think if they were to have left employment, they would have left employment because they can't afford to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get or it's not JSA anymore. You don't get universal credit if you've quit your job. So this is,
Yeah, so it's a bit of a moot point, actually, and it's quite a worrying statistic.